Okay, well, I guess we're gonna say welcome to election day three. Still nothing getting done, man. They can't count the ballots. It's actually really interesting though if you take a look at the states that are still in the running. They're still trying to count. I mean, they're within 10, 20,000 votes. So I don't know if you felt like, oh man, my vote doesn't count. I mean, 10, 20,000 people's not very many people. You need to show up to make a difference. So, eh, just food for thought there. If you lived in one of those swing states and thought your vote wouldn't count, it sure as hell is. Those are some close margins there. But enough about the election. We're all burnt out on it. We're tired. We're ready to know. We just want to know which absolutely terrible candidate are we living with? Because neither of them are really going to do us much good. But that's just my personal opinion. That's how I feel about it. So I spent like all night working on the board that I got from GaugeWorks, and yeah, I'm kind of stumped on this one. Uh, so if anybody has a schematic for the '03 to '04 PCBs, I'd pay a couple $100 for it. Um, yeah, yeah. If you work at uh, an engineer at AC Delco and have access to this, I know. Oh, sorry, not AC Delco. Delhi. I know they aren't the company that does it anymore, but I assume they still have access to their old documents. I don't know. But yeah. This one I'm kind of stumped on it. Um, I was able to program the new microcontroller I put on it. It gets the 5 volts to it for like part of it, but it's not getting the 5 volt wake up signal. So once it's programmed, it still doesn't turn on. I pulled off all of the different microcontrollers that are on the 5 volt rail except for the LED driver that's underneath it. But I pulled all of these guys off. I had the EEPROM and the transceiver off too. And it was nothing pulling it down. I'm assuming it's like a shorted cap or a bad diode somewhere in here. But I'm not gonna spend 2 days checking with a multimeter to find it. It's just not gonna happen. It's not worth the effort of finding why it's not getting the 5 volts to it. Um, Without a schematic. If I had a schematic, I'd absolutely figure this out and fix it. But without the schematic, I would just be blindly testing every single capacitor on the board and stuff. So, um, not gonna happen. Yeah. So it doesn't get the. I, it's not the voltage regulator. I switched the voltage regulator out. But there's a pin here and here. Well, that one's ground. It's these three. Sorry. So ground's the middle one there, and then there's these two right here that go in between these two little resistors. Y'all probably can't see what I'm talking about. So um, there we go. Focus, focus. Not my face. Let me move my face. I'm pretty sure it focuses in on faces. There we go. Now it's kind of focused. So these two resistors here, there's no voltage going in between the two of them. They go in between these two legs here, and that's where like the 5 volts that comes over here comes from, and all sorts of other stuff. And it's not producing that. I'm not sure why. I switched the voltage regulators with a known good one. Still not doing it. I checked the caps in the circuit right here. None of them are shorted. So yeah, I don't know. Not completely sure what's going on with this one. And without the schematic for it, I'm really just not gonna try to figure it out. If somebody's run into this problem before, let me know. I'd be interested in that in knowing. But what has happened is this has inspired me to do a project for fun. I haven't done a fun project in a while. All of my projects have been like, let me figure this thing out so I can make some more money or help out the community or something like that. Nothing just for fun for me, but it's something I've wanted to do for a while. I really like this VFD that's on these. I think it's a really nice looking VFD. So I've always wanted to do a project with this screen. And since I've messed with this one and taken the VFD driver off of it, I've decided I'm going to make a PCB that is just the VFD. So it'll have the driver, the boost converter circuit for it, and then it'll have a. I'm pretty sure I'll have to read the data sheet on these. I'm pretty sure it's SPI communication. So it'll just have a header on it for your chip select, your data, your what's the other ones? It may be I squared C. I don't remember though. I'll read the data sheet, see what communication protocol that chip does have, because that one there is a data sheet out on it. So I'll read the data sheet, see exactly what I got to do. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna make a little, basically like an Arduino shield of this guy right here. Obviously, you'll have to have 12 volts in to do it. I'm not going to make a new uh, boost converter to boost. It's it it's making 38 volts DC, so I'm not trying to turn 5 volts into 38 volts. I'll just have a 12 volts in on it. So it'll just have to have like a little wall wart, like a 12-volt wall wart going to it to give it the 12 volts for that. But yeah, and then I can also just off the 12 volts have a 5-volt regulator on there, so that way I don't have to have two voltage sources. I can just drop down with a little linear voltage regulator from the 12 to 5, and just use a. I, so I'm pulling inspiration from this. I'm totally just gonna rip off the whole design of it. So I'm going to steal my inspiration off of the 2005 board though, because it uses these diodes, so it's just less components on it. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same driver, same 4.19 megahertz processor. Not processor, oscillator, and then the same exact screen. So this is the one I'm going to do it to, steal the design off of. Um, but yeah, I'm just going to make a little Arduino shield of the VFD driver. You make clock or whatever you want. I'll probably just have it where it scrolls some messages across it. Um, but yeah, that's my project I'm going to do. I do have to read the data sheet and see how to communicate to this before I really commit to the project. I'll probably just try to you know, cut some traces and use one of these boards to do it first. Just hook up an Arduino and talk to it. And if I can get it to talk, I will then draw it all out in like KiCad or whatever KCAD. It's KI CAD. I don't know how you say it. I haven't used that one yet, but that's I want to use that instead of Easy EDA to do it this time. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able. It'll be a pain drawing out this guy for the things if I wanted to get it perfect. But I may just have it drill holes for spots that are not. I don't know. Not 100% sure how I'm gonna draw out the VFD in it. That's gonna be the hardest part is drawing out the VFD in it. So yeah, it, that's kind of my project coming up that I want to do. Just wanted to do a short little video again today. I was planning on fixing this last night and having a video up on it today, but yeah, that just turned into way more work than I was willing to do on it, because this is something I'm not making money off of. It was one I just wanted to prove, like, yeah, I can fix these boards that have dead processors on it. But I was just wanting to fix just a dead processor. I didn't want to fix anything else on it. So it also has a bunch of missing pads on the where the screen went. I have one of these screens, so it's not a big deal that it was missing the screen. The park reverse neutral screen. I have one, so that wasn't a big deal. But it's missing pads, which isn't a big deal either. And but the 5 volts that is missing on there, I I spent 2 hours on it, and that was more time than I was willing to spend on it. After 2 hours of trying to figure out why it doesn't have it, yeah, I was just like, yep, this isn't worth the time. You'll run into this when you start doing a lot of projects. You'll run into rabbit holes to hell um, where it's just you can fix it. Like I know I can fix this thing. I'm absolutely sure that I can. Because I mean I was able to program it. Now I'll put a little fast forward video of me programming this new microcontroller on here, so you know I'm not lying to you. Put a new microcontroller on it. But I just yeah. Okay, so I got the microcontroller on the board there, and let me get this loaded up. Yeah, I didn't record putting it on. I've already done a couple of videos of putting the microcontroller on there, and I actually used the one that I said I was never going to use, the one with the bent pins on it, because I was like, this board, I don't really care too much if I fix it or not, and this microcontroller, I don't care too much if I fry it or not. So I used the one with the bent pins, which took forever to solder on because I had to straighten out the pins as I did it. I ended up lifting a pad over here because of a bent pin. It was like I'd already soldered down like the whole thing before I noticed it, and I was like, shit. So I was trying to straighten it back out with the soldering iron and the thing, and I also lifted a pad over here. Exact same thing happened. Just it was a bent pin that I was trying to straighten out with the chip soldered in, which is never a good idea. It was just one of those, I just don't care too much. This project's just for fun. Okay, so I got it wired in, got it hooked up. Let me power it up. But by the way, it didn't turn out to be an issue with voltages there, so let's just turn this thing on. That's interesting. Hopefully half the screen's not dead, but we'll figure that out later. Let's connect to it. So connect, we're just using the same settings we always use with this microcontroller here. Um, okay, so we do connect to it. I haven't tried writing it all yet. I don't know if this one's going to be one of the ones that's kind of a pain. All right, let's do, I want steering wheel controls. Yeah, that one's, I don't have that as a hex. I have that as a bin. Load binary. No steering wheel. O3, no steering. Come on, where's steering wheel? Steering wheel controls. There we go. All right. I can't remember them off the top of my head. 3FFF is what I'm going to. Okay. Clear all selection. Add selection. 3FFF. Okay. Program. And it's programming. Cool. So even if it has errors here, just same deal as before, where you give it a little heat and it should work. But it's not giving me issues right now. So I'm not going to record programming the whole thing. I have other videos on that. I've probably put a link in the description and that. But let me finish programming this thing, and then I will show you it working. If this all works, maybe it's got a bad VFD driver. I don't know. We'll find out. So let's just continue on. It's got too much going on it for to really be worth the repair, because I wouldn't want to sell this anyways. It's got missing pads for the light, so you wouldn't be able to get like good clean connections there, and then it just have too many jumpers. I don't like to sell stuff that has like more than 2 or 3 jumpers on it anyways. Like I have no problem with doing the jumper repairs. It's just the more of them you do, the more likely you're going to get one that fails in the future, and then you have to do warranty repair on it, and I don't like doing warranty work. um, I don't like to sell stuff I'm not confident that I'm not going to have to do a warranty repair. I hate doing warranty repairs, to be honest. I mean, I always stand by my work and I always do them when when I have them. But that's why people message me and be like, "Hey, can you just do the lights and leave the motors alone?" No, because then one of the motors are gonna fail in 6 months, and you're gonna be pissed at me, even though I never even touched your motors. So no, I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I stand behind my work, and I really don't like warranty repairs. I really don't like arguing with customers either. So I just yeah, too many jumpers are gonna have to go on this one to do it. I'm waiting on the chips to come in the mail for this one. This one's the 2005 board. It's got a different microcontroller on it. This one I'm really only seeing one spot in the board. I'll get to dig a hole right here and take a look at that. All right. There you go. That one I'll get to dig a hole in it. and try to fix it. But I'll give it a shot. It is missing some diodes off of there, but not too big of a deal. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many jumpers. I mean, it's missing at least one pad there. So I would probably, if I can fix this, even though I have to dig a small hole there, I would, depending on how many pads that is, or traces, sorry, because it looks like it's just the one via blew out, and it looks like it's the via for the light. How do people manage to do that so much? But yeah, we will see what's going on. I may or may not fix this one too. This one does look like a lot of work also. Um, I the other one I might fix instead of this one. So this one's the one that Gageworks sent me. I do have this old parts board of mine that I have robbed tons of parts off of, and I know that this one went bad from just somebody bridging the solder pads over here. Uh, I don't think it looks like it is missing some pads on here, so uh, I may not try to fix this one. Alright, well, I don't know. Figure something out. I'll figure something out for some content, but I really did want to fix one of these Gageworks boards, um, just to fix it and be like, ah, cool, I fixed it. Um, I don't know. It was a fun challenge for me. I mean, I was doing them for fun, but it's the other one without a schematic is it's just not worth the effort. If somebody has a schematic, like I said, I'd pay a couple $100 for the schematic, and I'm sure I know a couple of other people that would throw in another couple $100 too. So yeah, I don't know. Schematics would be great, especially for this one and for that one. I'd be interested in schematics on those. Obviously, I would need to like see a couple of pages of it to make sure it's real before I pay you. I'm not gonna, I'm not just gonna pay you and trust you that you're gonna send me schematic. But I mean that hey that'd be immoral. No one would want to do anything like that, you know. So yeah, I guess I've rambled on enough. I just wanted to do a quick little update because I'm bored, and that election anxiety coming up to see who our next president's gonna be. If if the Supreme Court's just gonna quit counting votes, because what a doofus! Come on, quit counting the votes. You lose if we quit counting the votes. So you just want to guarantee you don't win? What are you talking about? So I don't know. Yeah, that's that's it. I got nothing else. Um, I'll see you guys in the next one.